At first, no one noticed. Dreams had always been strange, unpredictable, stitched together from fragments of memory and fantasy. But then people began talking, whispering at work, in classrooms, on buses, about the dream of the endless city, a place of pale towers that seemed to rise forever, streets lined with glowing stones, and skies that shifted between colors no one had words for. At first, it was brushed off as coincidence, but the details matched too perfectly. Different people, from different continents, with no connection, all describing the same dream. And then came the undeniable proof. People started remembering each other inside it. Nathan was one of those who noticed early. In the dream, he would walk down a narrow glass bridge and see a girl with dark hair sketching symbols onto the glowing stones. The next morning, in his philosophy class, that same girl sat across from him. He had never seen her before in waking life, but she looked at him with the same startled recognition. They never spoke of it out loud, not then, but their eyes locked with the weight of an impossible truth. As weeks passed, more and more people admitted to living in the same dream. The world reeled with the revelation. Scientists dissected the phenomenon, governments scrambled to control the panic, and religious leaders called it the unveiling of heaven or hell. But the dream itself didn't stop. Each night, humanity returned to the same place, a city that expanded with them, new districts unfurling like petals as more minds joined in. Rules of physics bent in subtle ways, sometimes time slowed. Sometimes words echoed into meaning beyond language. Sometimes a door could lead to two places at once. And yet, everyone agreed it felt real, too real. Nathan began exploring with the girl. Her name was Layla. Together they tested the dream's limits. If they etched a mark onto a wall, it was there the next night. If they hid an object, they could find it again later. Slowly, the dream began to look less like fantasy and more like a second world, bound by its own logic. Rumors spread of people refusing to wake, slipping into comas just to stay there. The line between sleep and reality blurred. Then the first tragedy struck. A man jumped from one of the towers in the dream and never woke in the real world. His body remained alive but empty. His mind lost inside the city. Panic spread. Some people avoided sleep entirely, but exhaustion drove them back. Others embraced it, declaring that the dream was the next stage of human evolution. Nathan wasn't sure what to believe until the night he and Layla found the edge. They had wandered beyond the known districts, past half-built towers and streets that ended in raw blankness, like canvas awaiting paint. There, at the farthest border, they saw something impossible, a giant figure watching them. Not human. Its body was like a tapestry woven from countless faces, flickering in and out of focus. Its eyes were mirrors, reflecting their own terrified expressions. And then it spoke, not in sound, but directly into their minds. "You were never meant to see me." Nathan woke screaming, but the next night, the figure was waiting again. It told them that the dream was not theirs, it was a prison, built long ago. Humanity's minds had been linked together, tethered in sleep, to keep them contained. The waking world, it hinted, was not the true one. The life they thought was reality was just another layer of the dream. Layla believed it immediately. Nathan resisted. He clung to his studies, his friends, his waking heartbeat, but the figure gave them proof. One night, it guided them to a tower room where, through a window, Nathan saw his own bedroom. His sleeping body lay motionless in bed. When he tried to touch the glass, it rippled like water. The figure whispered, "Step through, and you will wake." Layla pressed her hand to the glass first. She looked at Nathan, fear and excitement mingling in her eyes. Then she stepped through and vanished. Nathan was left alone in the tower room, staring at his own sleeping body. The next morning, in the waking world, Nathan looked for Layla. She was gone, not dead, not in a coma, simply gone, as if she had never existed. Her classmates didn't remember her. Her name wasn't on the enrollment list. The dream still held traces of her, marks she had drawn on the glowing stones, but in the real world she had been erased. Nathan's hands shook as he realized the truth. The figure wasn't lying. The dream wasn't shared, it was constructed. A cage, and every person who tried to break free wasn't waking up, they were being deleted. That night, Nathan returned to the city with dread in his chest. The figure waited for him again, its mirrored eyes reflecting his panic. "Do you understand now?" it asked. Nathan nodded, heart racing, because he finally knew the worst part. If everyone on Earth lived in the same dream, then the real world outside didn't have room for all of them. Only a few could step through, the rest would remain behind, shadows in a city that was never meant to hold them. And when Nathan looked closer, He realized the faces woven into the figure's body weren't strangers at all, they were the ones who had already tried to escape. The ones who were erased.